Hello guys, hello. So today is 9/12/2024 and this is part 3 of my story time. Keep in mind I'm gonna be jumping around so it's not gonna go completely in order or whatnot, okay? I'll jump around from like yesterday I was where I was a child and teenager. I could jump to where I'm an adult, whatnot. So I'm gonna be jumping around, guys. I'm not gonna go in order, okay? So I left off where I ended up getting gang raped, had my daughter, and then I had my first son also. Mind you, I stood in a relationship with my first partner for since I was 13 all the way until I was like 19 years old. Yeah, so I was like 18 or 19. So we ended up having 2 more sons. So at this time we had 4 kids already, okay? We had 4 children. I had my 3 boys by him and then my daughter that was conceived out of that gang rape, okay? We had a really good relationship. Our relationship was really good. He was a hard worker. We both worked. Everything was good. We were very, very young parents. Remember, we ended up having my first child when I was at 4. I had him got pregnant at 14, had him at 15. My partner was 18 when we first started dating. I was 13 years old. I was 13, he was 18. Yeah, he was 18 and I was 13 when we first started being with each other, messing around, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. So when we had my last son with him, because at this time we had 4 kids already, my 3 with him plus my daughter, which he took on as his own. So we had 4 kids already. He ended up cheating on me. And when he cheated on me, it was a wrap. Like, it was a wrap. I kicked him out from where we were staying at. We were renting a room from a lady. And I ended up kicking him out. I ended up moving to an apartment building, got my own little 1-bedroom apartment. Let me go back a little bit. So I met a girl, okay? Now she's my ex-sister-in-law. I ended up meeting her. We became friends. She was like, why don't you move over here to my apartment? Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. I was working 2 jobs, plus I had my 4 kids at this time, okay? And I was doing it by myself. Once him and I broke up, everything cut off. He didn't see the kids, he didn't call the kids, he didn't check on the kids, nothing. It was a wrap. He washed his hands, it was a done deal, it was a done data. Let me go back a little bit. When I was in my early teens, I would slang. Please follow the lingo. I hope you guys understand the lingo. I slanged hugs. I was running the streets. I got into my neighborhood at the age of 13 years old. I got into my neighborhood. So like I said in my other video, I wasn't a saint growing up. I messed up. I was a hot mess. I was very disobedient. I was a rebel. I was very rebellious. So we ended up separating. I got my apartment. I had my kids. I ended up getting with my friend's brother-in-law, her baby's dad's brother. And but before all that, before all that, I had my apartment, I was doing good, I was working, I was still gangbanging, I was still doing the most. I ended up, one night I had to go to the store. It was late at night. And this was December of 95. I asked my neighbor, not my friend, but one that lived right next door to me. I said, hey, the kids are asleep. One of them's awake. I'm not going to say his name, but it's my oldest one. He was 5 years old. I was like, he's the only one awake. I need to run to 7-Eleven. I need to go buy some Pampers because I'm completely out and there's no way that I'm going to leave my kids soiled, because I had 3 in diapers at this time. 3 of them were in diapers. My daughter and my 2 youngest sons out of my first relationship were in diapers. So she said, cool, leave the door cracked. Don't worry, I got you. It was late at night. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to walk, because I didn't have a car. So I was like, I'm just going to run to 7-Eleven. It was maybe like 5 minutes walking. So I go and I get the little 3-pack of diapers. I don't even know if they sell those anymore at little liquor stores, 7-Eleven or whatever. It was a little 3-pack of Pampers. And I get that, and I got my son an Icy, because he's the one that went with me. The little Icy's damn things from 7-Eleven. And we're walking back to the house, and I see a whole bunch of fire trucks. Like 5 freaking fire trucks, a whole bunch of cop cars, and there's a ladder going from the first floor, because I lived on the 3rd floor, from the 1st floor to the 3rd floor. Was it? Yeah, the 3rd floor. And it was going like to my balcony, and I was like, what the fuck? So I walk up and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, do you live there? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, do you know your kids were left unattended? And I said, they were left in the apartment by themselves, but my neighbor's watching them. She lives next door. You know, she's going back and forth from her apartment to mine. So they're like, no, your door's locked. And I was like, there's no way. So bottom line is, this BITCH set me up and ended up calling the cops. Child Protective Services got involved. They ended up taking my kids away from me. My 3 sons and my daughter. My son was with me, mind you. And he didn't know what was going on. He was 5 years old, and he was like, what's going on? Like, I was with my mom at the store, and they questioned him. They took us to the police station. They questioned him. And they ended up taking my kids from me that night. And they put them like in an orphanage, I guess you could call it, a group home. And I was going to visit them all the time. I was going to court. I had to go to court. And it's like everything that I was asked to do wasn't enough. Like, they would ask me to do it, I would complete it. They'd ask me to do it, I complete it. They asked me to do it, I completed it. And it just wasn't enough. I was running into a dead-end wall. So my aunt, rest in peace, had asked me to let her get them so they could get out of the home, because at this time they had already put them in 2 separate foster homes. I'm going to go on to part 4, guys. I'm going to continue to part 4, okay?